What's up, everybody? We're talking about the 21 different areas of Nashville. We're giving you the vibe of the area so that way you can find your tribe. And man, 8th Avenue South, that's what we're talking about today. So we're gonna be going over the architecture of the homes, the price point of the homes, the types of buildings, that are here, the types of restaurants, walkability. We're just gonna get right into it. And we ain't wasting no time. We are on 8th Avenue South right now. So you're getting an idea of, this is one of the main thoroughfares, restaurants up and down. But speaking of restaurants, we're gonna pan right over here to the Smiling Elephant. And I'll tell you why they call it the Smiling Elephant. It's one of the best rated Thai food places here in Nashville. And we took one for the team, for the people. We went and had a little Smiling Elephant, and I'm telling you, I ain't smiled so big in weeks. The food is excellent. Lunch, it was anything on the menu for like $16. And I'm telling you, from a good authority, anything on that menu was worth at least $20. So, great stuff, great way to start the day, man. But I'm excited to share this area of town with you. We're real close to Berry Hill, right here, button up to it. We're close to Midtown, we're close to 12th Avenue South area, but we're just right in the mix, man, and we're gonna bring y'all all the action. Here we go. Let's say you like the vibe of the 8th Avenue South, and you're like, hey, Will, find me a place in 8th Avenue South, but I'm on a budget. And I'm like, what kind of budget you on? You're like, listen, man, I only got about $250,000. I'm like, whew, this close to Nashville for $250,000, can it be done? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. So like, to give you an example, this building behind me, 1 bed, 1 bath, about 680 square feet, sold for right around $280. But as we kind of go around, we'll do a 360. There are some buildings, a lot of these buildings were built in like the 1960s, where you can find some like studios that are around 400 square feet, 420, 460 in that range. And some of them are 1 bedrooms. And actually they're not like too bad, like not what you would think to be able to get in that price point. But starter, you're gonna be looking at about $240, even for a studio. And it's gonna go on up from there. So when we appeal to everybody, right? We're not just trying to sell the very nicer homes, although I like nicer homes, but not everybody's got to start someplace. So yeah, we just wanted to give you a little bit of an idea. And literally, you can almost hear the traffic of 8th Avenue South from here. Like, that's how close that we are. Right on the edge of like the Berry Hill area. So we're a little bit further from Nashville. We're kind of on that very south side of the 8th Avenue South area, but this is fantastic. I mean, you're looking at walking still just a couple blocks to Publix to go get your groceries. You see people walking up and down. I mean, the sidewalk carrying groceries out of there because there's so much living that's close to here. Back behind, you can see probably some new construction that's being built back there. You've got some newer condos that's across the street here. Those are going to be at a little bit different price point. So if you're wanting some nicer condos, so let's say that you're wanting something, a condo that is more of a 2 or 3 bedroom, or maybe something that was built closer to 2000 or newer, they've got that here. And that's within walking distance as well. Now you're gonna be bumping up in price point. You're gonna be more in that $500,000 to $800,000 price point for some of those nicer, newer condos. But if your budget, this segment is on for the starter people, or maybe you're a college student, or maybe it's just a 2nd or 3rd property and you just want like a location to where you can pop in here and it's not like a full-time residence, then you can get into it very, very cost effectively for how close you are to Nashville. All right, so why are we in this spot right now? I want to show you guys, if you're wanting to live in the 8th Avenue South area, that there's so much commercial like good commercial stuff that's right at your fingertips, right? So we talked about being only a 5-10 minute drive to downtown Nashville, super close to Midtown, super close to a lot of great areas. But I mean, dude, like right across the street here, we've got the Urban Juicer. You've got, you know, a music place here. You've got a yoga place just down here. Literally maybe 200 yards from where I'm at right now, there's a Publix. You got a Hattie B's, which if you come into Nashville from some hot chicken, you gotta have some Hattie B's. But down this way, if you like comedy, Zany's is maybe a quarter mile down this way, like very walkable from where I'm at right now. Some of the hardest laughs I've ever had in my life. I mean, that place is fantastic. So, and you're really not that far from other items, you know, like if you're wanting to go to the soccer stadium, or if you're wanting to, you know, I mean, there's so much that's here, but this 8th Avenue South street is a thoroughfare. You can see the traffic that's going up and down, but that doesn't mean that you can't get some communities that's just a few streets off 8th Avenue. This area, for whatever reason, is really known for some guitar shops. So if you like music equipment, specifically guitar type things, there's a couple music places here that are just phenomenal, that people just come in even just to walk in and admire some of the collections that they've got. So let's talk mid price point for the 8th Avenue South area. Like, do you just have condos? Do you just have townhomes? No, people, no, we are delivering single family, like right behind us. And we're actually gonna go up and down the street, give you all a little bit of a tour to show you like what you can get for your money. So a great example, the house behind me, we're in July of 2025. This house just sold, I think it was April of 2025, right around $780,000. So what do you get for $780,000? So the house can use some work, right? It looks like they painted it on the outside. Can use a little bit of work, but you're getting 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, around 2,700 square feet, and you've got alley access for a dadu in the back, which detached accessory dwelling unit. We'll show you kind of what the area for that, what that looks like. But more importantly, let's stay focused, people. Let's stay focused. So just down here, right, we're at 8th Avenue South, right there. Zany's, what we were talking about, hilarious, the comedy club in Nashville. You could literally walk out your white picket fence right here, go down about a block and a half, and you're right there at Zany's. Go listen to some comedians, go have a cocktail or two, and not stumble your way back, walk your way back, very sober, to your house, and be good to go. So, to give you a little bit more idea of some of the mix here, so let's look across the street. So if you're wanting a townhome product, so, you know, and this is gonna be more on that affordable side, so you're gonna be looking more in the 400s. But I mean, guys, these are very nice, a great location. I mean, it's fantastic. So if you want the single family, if you want the condos, which we were just at a little bit ago, and the price point of condos can range quite a bit depending on how new, square footage, bed bath count that you want. But you've got some townhome here, and 8th Avenue South area is not a very big area. I mean, we're talking, you know, just a couple streets over left and right from 8th Avenue South. You know, it's kind of sandwiched in there, but there's a lot that's going on here. You've got the main artery of 8th Avenue South, and there's tons of stuff that's there. But you've also got, you know, I mean, if we would have just shown you this shot with the white picket fence and the nice front porch, and you've actually got a little bit of a backyard here, mature trees, you would have no idea how close that you actually are to downtown Nashville. And that's kind of fantastic. So, and once you get off to these side roads, guys, we're walking on sidewalks, right? I mean, you could have kids biking up and down, or people walking very mature trees, which you're gonna get to see here in just a moment. but the traffic here is not bad at all. And we are, I mean, this is 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, right? And this is not bad at all. So the price point of the housing here compared to some other areas that are surrounding is very, very reasonable. So let's focus on a couple things right here. Focus, Sarah, we got focus. So first of all, are you able to pan up, kind of see some of the mature trees? Like to get this in your, 5-minute drive to downtown Nashville, it's pretty remarkable. And we were talking about the backyard that can have that dadu, so that detached accessory dwelling unit. So that was real popular, especially 5 to 7 years ago in Nashville. It's still somewhat popular today. So they'll build a garage here. It's on an alleyway, and over the top of the garage, they'll build it'll basically be almost like a studio apartment type deal. So it'll have a little mini kitchen in it. It's almost like a studio. It'll have studio bed. Some of them will have an actual bedroom, but most of them will just be kind of a studio open area. It'll have, shower, toilet, all the basic stuff that you need. And so why were these so popular, and why are they still very popular, is because the Airbnb laws in Nashville have gotten a lot more relaxed. So you can get a lot of rental income by basically building a garage and then having, over the top of the garage, an apartment essentially. So, and some people use them for other things, just for when they have family and stuff in town. But this is a little bit of a gold mine. So when you're looking at that price, you've got to figure that in, because the ability to put that here added anywhere between 50 to 75 grand in value just for that land being zoned to be able to put a dadu back here because of the thing for rental income. So let's take off the investor hat and just put on the 21 areas of Nashville hat. Guys, the houses here are gorgeous, gorgeous. So most of these are going to be in the $600,000 range to $900,000 range. And a lot of it is just going to depend on the condition. So some of these are tear down and new builds, but a lot of these, like, this one right here to my right, were built in the 1920s to 1940s. So you had, looking at a little bit of the history of this area, you had a real big thoroughfare that was going through to Franklin Pike. And so when that came through, like the little rail cars that were coming through, then there was a boom that took place in this area. So you see a bunch of houses that were built in that 1920s to 1940s. But even those that weren't, like this is obviously a new construction that's across the street here, this White House. They still have to conform to certain standards. They've got to look the part of the neighborhood. So this is the majority of the houses here are going to fall within a historical district. So if you like that history, like that era look of houses, and you don't want something that's kind of cookie cutter that you could get in a subdivision, like this is beautiful. Look at that. I mean, this looks like if it hasn't been renovated on the inside, it's likely. I'm not obviously inside the house, so I can't say, but this one next door, this one is being completely gutted. Looks like there was a fire that happened here. It is very common for these to be gutted. And so from the outside, you still have that charm of a historic home, but with all the modern amenities and appliances. And I mean, some of these are smart homes that can do some fantastic things, and you would never be able to tell from the outside. But we're walking up and down the sidewalk here, and guys, it's quiet. We're minutes from downtown Nashville, and it's so quiet. But we've got these, all this foliage that's here. and how wide the streets are here. When you start driving in Nashville, especially closer to downtown, how tight it is. But take a look at even the size of this yard, right? Like look at the size of the front yard that's here. You can actually have kids out playing in your yard. So average size yards are gonna be, I mean, I'm not gonna mislead you. Most of them are gonna be tighter yards, like 0.15 acres, but you can find some that are, you know, close to 1/3 of an acre. I mean, guys, it's the middle of the day and we're walking right across the street and, you know, no problems, no issues. So this is not a bad respite, a good reprieve from the noise and all the things in downtown, and to be able to come and still have access, but still, I mean, guys, look at this yard. Like, you can see the cute little toys and stuff that they've got on the front porch here. And I mean, this is an area that, you know, kids can go out and play in. So, yeah, for the mid-priced homes here, in my opinion, you get a lot of bang for the buck. There's a lot of opportunity for investment in this area. There's a lot of opportunity just to be able to get to know your neighbors, but proximity, you know, proximity is pretty fantastic. So one of the things we hadn't talked about to this point is parking, right? You see just about everybody, they're doing street parking. Like some of the nicer homes, like the one that we've got over here, you know, they've got drive-in parking, but there's, you know, not actually a garage that's here. You know, just almost like a driveway that goes through their yard and people can park right in front of the house. But most people are parking on the street. You do have somebody that's back here that's got a 2-car garage. And we were referencing on one of the properties we were looking at earlier, a dadu. That's what a dadu looks like. If you can't tell just from us walking along here, this almost could be, and I don't mean this as a negative because this is very much a positive. This could almost be any neighborhood in America, right? It feels very local. So unlike the energy of like a Broadway or the Gulch or multitude of other areas, this feels like, man, it's like just very close-knit, tight community. So, and when you look at the people and even the commercial, because you can tell something about a neighborhood by the commercial things that are around here. So a lot of the restaurants can be, you know, for foodies. You've got antique stores that are not far from here. We talked about the music stores, guitar stores. So that kind of gives you the vibe. So you're not gonna get Prada products here. You're not gonna get, you know, Louis here. This is a bit of an eccentric mix, but in a good way. Like I would live in this neighborhood for sure. So, I mean, it kind of, and again, I don't mean this in a negative way. I mean this in the most positive of ways. This kind of reminds me of like the neighborhood like where my grandmother lived and how many happy memories as a kid that I had growing up there. And just sitting out on the front porch and getting to greet your neighbors as they walk by with literally, I mean, this sounds like, I don't know, out of a movie or something, but I mean, I remember sitting there with just like a glass of lemonade and just the best memories, especially like 4th of July and different things going on. So anyways, we're just trying to give you, if you're considering the 8th Avenue South area, we're walking the streets. We're streetwalkers, Sarah. We're streetwalkers. We're walking the streets just to give you more of a feel rather than just, you know, I mean, you can look up online and you can see the inside of a house or you can see the price of a house, but you can't really get a feel for a neighborhood unless you're kind of out and about. And if you're moving here from Oregon or wherever, this is a lot better way to do that from the comfort of your own couch or your house rather than having to come down here and check it out yourselves. But you're welcome to. If you do, give us a call. We will hook you up. let's say you give me a call, you're like, Will, I'm looking for some real estate in 8th Avenue South, but I don't want no little condo. I don't want no regular home. Will Johnson, I'm a big baller. I'm a shot caller. I'm like, man, we need to roll up on Benton Street. So we're on Benton Street right now. Definitely a lot of $1 million homes, some that are over $2 million. But you know, if you need a little bit of space to kind of spread out, you can do that here. So yeah, we're just going to give you a little bit of an idea. Like, not all the houses here are $1 million homes, but there are definitely some bigger homes here compared to some of the other areas that we've looked at. So yeah, and you're still just a couple streets off of 8th Avenue South. Still have the, you know, a lot of the mature trees. You're going to notice 8th Avenue South people, for the most part, their landscaping is on point. Partly because, I mean, these houses have been here for 100 years, you know, so they've had a chance to get them manicured and just to really make them look good. But the shade in July, people. What I'm doing for the people, July 31st, 2025 is the date right now. And it's about 95, 97 degrees outside. I don't even know what the heat index is, but it's for you guys because I love you. So, but yeah, let's look across the street, 737 Benton. So these are bigger houses, bigger yards. So if you're like, man, I want that proximity to Nashville, but I need at least 5,000 plus square feet, you're gonna find houses to be able to do that. Now, look at some of the cool artwork in the yard that you've got here. There's definitely some love that the house could use, but I mean, I have no doubt that that is an incredible home. And you know, just a lot of that character, that charm, just the kind of the throwback. I'm super excited to be able to show you guys what the yard that's coming up, because you know, we said that this could be anywhere in the country, the 8th Avenue South, kind of the neighborhood or the houses here. And it does, it reminds me, I'm originally from Wisconsin, and it reminds me of some of the houses that are up that way. So, I was born in Superior, shout out to Superior. My homies in Hurley, Eagle River. I got you, baby, I got you. So, but now this yard, man, somebody is an artist. And they have really used their yard as kind of a creative playground. I mean, look at the metalwork that's right up next to the tree. You don't see that in every yard. You know, you've got the fish pulling, you know, it looks like something back from like back in the Roman days. It's pretty cool. Don't think less of me for my honesty, but when I first saw this, I thought it was a real dog. Well, that's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. So look at the colored fence. Like, if that don't make you happy, I don't know what is. It just brightened my spirits. Are you able to get the color fence?
I can right now.
Yeah, let's get the color fence. Like, it just brightens up your spirits. Just walking down this street, you know, you see that and you're like, oh, somebody just gave me a little happy juice. Not alcohol, people. I'm talking about just some endorphins. Which brings us to this house. So this house just sold a couple months ago. Sold pretty recently. 8,800 square feet, 8,850 square feet. 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, rated at $2.3 million. So you've got a wide range. So we started off showing, you know, there's multiple condos. I don't know how much you're able to see here, and it looks like they're probably doing some work going in there. And that 2.3 million, like, you're getting a shell, like somebody's going in there and doing some renovations in there. So you've got quite a range. You've got that 230 baby squeaking, you know, you may get 418 square feet for around that. All the way up to easily 2.3 million, can go up beyond that depending on what level of renovation. And and it's all, you know, within a couple blocks of each other. So all still the 8th Avenue South, all still the beautiful yards, the beautiful history that's here, the access, easy access to Nashville and to the interstates. If I haven't sold you, why are you not calling me right now to say, Will, I want to move to 8th Avenue South? I'll be like, I got you. Let's hook it up. So yeah, we're gonna check out some parks next. There's no actual parks in the 8th Avenue South, but we've got 2 parks that are close to here. We're gonna go check out one of them because the other one's a little bit further out. You can't even, you know, it's a little bit of stretch even the first park to say we're at 8th Avenue South, but I wanna show you something that's close. That way, if you're interested in this area and you're like, hey, I wanna, you know, if I wanna go see a park, is there anything that's close? We're gonna show you that next. All right, we're wrapping up the tour of the 8th Avenue South area. Hope you guys have had a good time. Hope you guys have liked, subscribed. If you want to buy a house in this area, give us a shout. We've got all the deets down below, how to get in contact with us. So I've enjoyed our time together, but we can't wrap it up without a visit to Reservoir Park. So literally, I mean, technically, is this part of the 8th Avenue South area? No, but it is close. It's very close in proximity. And technically, if you're talking about the actual street, it's right on literally the other side of the park is 8th Avenue South that runs along the side of the park. So let's take a little walk around the park. So, rolling hills. If you want some exercise, doing some hills, you got it here. So down in the distance, down over here, there are a couple tennis courts that are down there and a couple basketball courts. So if you want to play some tennis or some basketball, knock yourself out. One common theme you're going to notice in a lot of these parks that are here, and it's kind of a shame, I think so. I'm going to just hop up on my soapbox for just a second. It's a shame that these parks aren't used a little bit more because you've got the housing here, right? Like, this is not part of the 8th Avenue South really area. I mean, you're just a couple streets over, so this is close proximity. But you've got population here. There's tons of apartments that are being built down here. So the density is there, but we are the only people here in the middle of the day. Oh my gosh, I think this could be built for me. Adult supervision is recommended, but not absolute. So, check this out. Like, tell me, if you're a kid, does this not look like fun to you? The answer is yes, it looks like fun. It's like, get out of the way, grandma, grandpa, mama, papa. Get out the way, let me do my thing. But look at that center section, be able to crawl up there. Listen, I'm about 347 donuts away from being able to do that. But, you know, most kids be able to get up there. Got the little walkway across. You've got some, you know, things for the little tykes. The little tykes need stuff too. But look at all you've got walking trails. You've got, you know, jogging trails. Bikes can go up and down through here. And most of it is shaded as you're walking through the park. So great way to be able to get some exercise. The park is very well kept, nice, peaceful. So Reservoir Park, if you want to move in the 8th Avenue South area and you want to chill out and like have some green space, we already talked about it. You know, like a lot of the houses have decent sized yards, but if you happen to be in one of the townhomes or condos, and you want to have an area just to kind of, you know, run around, have a picnic, bring the kids, you know, just come have a good time, just get in touch with nature a little bit, being so close to the city. This is your spot. This is the closest spot. So come and check it out. Come and check me out. Thank you for hanging out today for the whole day, being a part of the channel, and just getting to know a little bit more about the different areas of Nashville. Like I said, like, subscribe, people. Again, We've been doing this for a while. I've still only got 6 friends. I need one more people. Just, will you be my friend? That's what I need. I need to be popular for my mom. So help me out there. But seriously, if I can help you out with any of your real estate needs in Nashville, we've got all the details down below on how to get in touch with us, and we'd love to help you. So God bless, take care, and thanks for hanging out with us.